Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, if you've ever been in a serious job interview, you definitely know this feeling.
Hmm.
You're sitting there, the room's quiet, maybe a bit formal, the interviewer smiles, and then drops it. So, tell me about yourself.
Ah, yes. The classic, it sounds so simple, doesn't it? Like an icebreaker.
Right. But it lands like a psychological thunderclap sometimes.
It really does, because suddenly your entire career, maybe decades of work, needs to somehow fit into, what, 90 seconds?
Mm,
And be compelling.
exactly. And that's what our deep dive is about today. We've looked at a bunch of expert advice, interview guides, you name it, and the consensus is clear. You shouldn't dread this question.
No, definitely not. It's actually an opportunity. It's really an invitation
An invitation, I like that. To do what exactly?
to take control right from the start. You get to frame the narrative, set the tone for the whole interview, basically command the spotlight instead of, shrinking from it.
Okay, so our mission today is turning that moment of, let's be honest, potential panic into your absolute strongest first impression.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating when you dig into it is how strategic that opening question actually is from the interviewer side. They've got your resume right there.
Yeah, they can read.
Exactly. So they're not asking for you to just list your jobs again. They're using it as a pretty smart diagnostic tool.
A diagnostic tool. Okay, let's unpack that. What's the hidden agenda?
Yes.
If we know what they're really listening for, we can build that perfect answer.
Right. So there are basically three core things they're trying to figure out almost instantly.
Okay, number one.
Number one, do you understand what's relevant here and what's just noise?
A test of professional judgment.
Precisely. Can you sift through everything you've ever done and pull out the one or two things that matter for this specific job?
Right. Now it's a
Like,
huge test of prioritization.
that's tough, because if you start talking about, I don't know, your high school debate team win, you failed. You've immediately failed the relevance test. You're wasting their time, and those first seconds are critical.
Okay, harsh but true.
Yeah.
What's a second diagnostic?
Second, can you communicate clearly and concisely? Simple as that.
Your answer is like a preview.
Exactly. A preview of how you'll communicate with clients, with the team, in reports. Are you structured? Are you engaging? Or do you just ramble?
Right. If your intro wanders, they'll assume your work communication will too. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And the third point, this feels like the big one.
It is, really.
Yeah.
The third is all about alignment. They need to know what's your value proposition, and crucially, how does it align with our needs right here, right now?
So are you the solution to their problem?
That's the bottom line. It's the polite, disguised version of them saying, look, we've got this need, this challenge. Quickly convince me why you are the specific person we should hire to fix it.
Okay, that reframes everything. It's not biography, it's persuasion.
Exactly. Conviction over chronology.
All right, so before we build the perfect answer, we need to clear the debris. Let's talk about the common ways people completely mess this up. The interview killers. We've got 5 main ones. Let's call it the Hall of Shame.
Sounds about right. These are the mistakes that just scream unprepared, or maybe worse, poor judgment.
First up, maybe the most classic blunder, the life story ramble.
Oh, yeah. This is the person who takes "tell me about yourself" way too literally.
Well, I was born in a small town.
Exactly. Or, my love for coding began when I got my first Commodore 64. Look, it fails because it's irrelevant. Those first 30, 60 seconds are prime real estate. You need to talk about your professional, current relevance, going back further than your last role or two. Almost always a waste.
Okay, so keep it recent and relevant. Mistake number 2. You can almost feel the interviewer zoning out during this one. The resume regurgitation.
Oof, yes, this had zero value. The candidate literally just recites bullet points from the CV the interviewer is holding.
From 2019 to 2022, I worked at Company X as a marketing coordinator.
Right. The interviewer can read. If you just parrot the resume, you show no insight, no personality, and absolutely no critical thinking about why those past roles matter for this future role.
Okay, bad move. Number 3 in the Hall of Shame. This one makes me cringe just thinking about it. The overly personal TMI. Too much information.
This is a big red flag, a huge one. It shows a fundamental lack of understanding about professional boundaries.
Like sharing personal struggles.
Exactly. Things like, well, after my last job, I went through a really tough time personally,
Ugh.
or mentioning health issues, messy divorces, financial woes. It puts the interviewer in an incredibly awkward spot and raises serious questions about your judgment and, frankly, your stability. Keep that professional armor firmly on.
Definitely. Keep it professional. Okay, number 4 can happen out of pure fear, I think. The ultra short, underwhelming answer.
Yeah, this is the overcorrection. Someone so terrified of rambling that they say almost nothing.
Like, I'm a project manager. I'm looking for a new opportunity. End of story. Silence.
Right. Followed by that awkward pause.
Hmm.
It screams lack of preparation, maybe lack of interest, definitely zero enthusiasm, and poof, you've just handed all control back to the interviewer without making any kind of positive impression.
A missed opportunity. And the final mistake, number 5. The completely unfocused answer. You might have prepared something, but it's just wrong for the job.
This is a failure of tailoring. Let's say you're applying for a highly analytical role, focused on data and risk assessment.
Okay.
But you spend your whole 90 seconds talking passionately about your love for creative brainstorming and disruptive blue sky thinking.
Even if you're good at that stuff.
It doesn't matter. It shows a fundamental misalignment. You haven't understood what they need. You didn't read the job description, the map, carefully enough.
Right. You failed the relevance test again, just in a different way.
Precisely.
Okay, so we know the pitfalls. Avoid the ramble, the repeat, the TMI, the undersell, and the mismatch. Now, let's build something better. How do we fill that 60 to 90 seconds effectively? You mentioned a winning formula.
Yes, the present past future model. It's structured, it's compelling, and it forces you to stay relevant. Think of it as a mini story arc.
Present, past, future. Okay, let's break it down. Part 1, the present. Why start there? How long should this be?
You start with the present, maybe 20, 30 seconds tops, to establish immediate relevance. Who are you now professionally? What's your current situation?
So orient the listener quickly.
Exactly. State your current job title, your company, and critically, your main area of expertise or key responsibility. This is your hook.
Okay, give us an example. Let's say someone's a software engineer.
Sure, something like, I'm currently a senior software engineer at FinTech Solutions, where I lead the back-end development for our main payment processing platform. My core focus over the past 2 years has been on enhancing system scalability and security.
Nice. Clear, concise, relevant. Sets the stage. Now, part 2, the past. This is the evidence, right? About 30, 40 seconds.
Exactly. This is where you provide the proof. You don't just list old jobs. You strategically select 1, maybe 2 key accomplishments from your relevant past experience that directly demonstrate the skills needed for this new job.
And quantify it if possible.
Absolutely. Use a compressed STAR method situation, task, action, result. But really focus on the action and the quantifiable result. Bring that resonate bullet point to life with impact.
Okay, sticking with our senior software engineer focused on scalability.
They might say. Building on that scalability focus, in my previous project, I actually designed and implemented a new caching system. The direct result was a 30% reduction in average server response times, which was crucial for handling peak transaction loads.
Wow, see, that 7% number makes it real. It's concrete proof.
It's the evidence. It proves competence.
Okay, powerful. So we have the present hook, the past evidence, now the crucial closer. Part 3, the future, the final 20, 30 seconds.
This is where you tie it all together. You explicitly state why you're interested in this specific role at this specific company, and, critically, how your skills and experience, which you've just proven, will directly benefit them and help them achieve their goals.
So you need to have done your homework on the company.
Absolutely. This demonstrates genuine interest in research. You bridge your past success to their future needs.
Okay, so our engineer, applying perhaps to a company that's growing rapidly.
They could close with. The reason I was so excited to apply for this lead engineer position at Growth Corp is precisely because you're undergoing rapid expansion. I'm confident that my proven experience in architecting scalable systems can directly help you manage that growth effectively and ensure your platform remains robust and reliable as you scale.
Boom. Connection made. You've shown relevance, proof, and future value.
That's the goal. Present, past, future. It's a narrative that works.
That structure feels really solid. It seems almost impossible to ramble if you stick to it. But you mentioned tailoring earlier. How critical is that before you even start writing this PPF script? Phase 3, the detective work.
Oh, it's everything. It's step 0. Before you write a single word, you have to dissect that job description. Treat it like a treasure map.
A treasure map looking for what?
The company's pain point. What problem are they trying to solve by hiring for this role? Are they losing customers? Need to improve efficiency? Trying to scale? Expand into new markets? You need to identify the top, say, 3 to 5 keywords, skills, qualifications they are hammering on about.
And then build your story around those.
Precisely. Your present, past, and future points must be engineered to directly address those specific needs. Your answer becomes the solution to their highlighted problem.
Okay, so the PPF structure is the framework, but the content is customized based on the job description. Makes sense. But how does this adapt for different career stages? Like, what about a recent graduate? They don't have a long past section.
Good question. For a recent grad, you adjust the weighting. The present is their academic focus, maybe key skills learned, and their immediate career aspirations. The past isn't about jobs, it's about high-impact academic projects, relevant internships, maybe volunteer work or leadership roles in clubs. Quantify achievements there if possible.
So, less job history, more potential and relevant experiences.
Exactly. And the future section then emphasizes their eagerness to apply that fresh knowledge and energy to solve the company's real-world problems. You're selling potential and drive.
Okay. What about the other end of the spectrum? A career changer, someone moving, say, from teaching into corporate training. Their past is in a different field.
That requires translation, explicit translation. Your present acknowledges the shift you're making. Your past highlights transferable skills. You have to reframe your previous experience using the language of the new industry.
So, a teacher's lesson planning.
Becomes project planning or content development. Managing a classroom becomes stakeholder management or group facilitation. You need to consciously build that bridge, showing how skills like communication, organization, instruction, maybe curriculum design are directly applicable to the new role. The future then connects those translated skills to the company's needs.
Got it. Requires some clever reframing. And for a very senior level executive, their experience is vast. How do they keep it to 90 seconds?
They have to go high level, much higher. Less focus on individual tasks, much more on strategic impact and scope.
So not I managed a team, but
More like, I had P&L responsibility for a $50 million division, or I spearheaded the market entry strategy into Asia, or I led the digital transformation initiative that resulted in a 20% cost reduction across the business unit. It's about leadership, strategy, budget oversight, large-scale results. Their past examples need to reflect that level of impact.
okay, so the core PPF structure holds, but the content and emphasis shift significantly based on experience level and the specific job.
Exactly right.
Now, let's talk about the final polish. It's not just what you say, but how you say it. Tone, vocabulary, delivery.
Crucial. This is where you elevate it from just an answer to a really professional presentation. First, your vocabulary needs to be active and professional.
Use stronger verbs.
Yes. Instead of saying you worked on something, say you spearheaded, managed, executed, developed, optimized, streamlined, orchestrated. Upgrade your verbs.
And nouns, too.
Use professional terminology where appropriate, but naturally. Mentioning KPIs, ROI, scalability, cross-functional teams, go-to-market strategy shows you speak the language of business. It helps establish you as a peer.
Good point. And the delivery itself. We don't want people sounding like they're reading a script.
That is the absolute key. Do not memorize it word for word. That sounds robotic.
So what should you memorize?
Memorize your key bullet points for each section. Present, past, future. Know the core message and the key facts or numbers you want to hit, but deliver it conversationally.
How? Any tips for sounding natural?
Maintain a calm, confident tone. Importantly, speak slightly slower than your normal talking speed. It conveys control and thoughtfulness. And use brief, deliberate pauses between the present, past, and future sections. Let each point land.
Like natural punctuation in a conversation.
Exactly. It gives the interviewer a moment to digest each part of your story. It shows you're in command of your narrative.
Okay, so let's recap. We've basically dismantled that dreaded, tell me about yourself question. We see it now not as a vague query, but as a specific invitation.
An invitation to present your value proposition.
Right. And we've got the strategy, the present, past, future model, tailored meticulously based on the job description and your own career level.
Avoiding those common pitfalls, the ramble, the resume read aloud, the overshare.
We definitely avoid those. And delivering it with polished, professional language, but in a natural, confident, slightly slower pace.
When you put all that together, you're not just passively answering a question anymore. You're actively setting the stage. You're telling a compelling story about yourself as the solution they need.
You move from interviewee to, well, a potential partner.
That's a great way to put it. And honestly, the confidence you gain just from doing this preparation, that itself is invaluable. Walking in knowing you have a tight, relevant, powerful opening statement ready to go changes the whole dynamic.
It really does. So the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Stop dreading that question. Start seeing it as your opening move.
Your overture.
Yeah, your overture. Prepare your present, past, future story. Do that detective work on the job description. Polish your delivery.
And the next time you sit down for that interview, remember you're not just trying to get through a screening.
You're initiating what could be your next great professional partnership. Think about that.